A new sun rises, not loudly or urgently, but faithfully. And with it, you've been given something precious, a new book. Its blank pages, its weight light in your hands. No mistakes written yet, no stories defined, just possibilities. And the wisdom you carried forward. This is not a year that asks you to become someone else. It asks you to arrive as who you already are, to write from truth, to move with intention, to let what no longer fits remain in the chapters behind you. And so today's episode is not about resolutions or reinvention. It's about orientation, about meeting the new year with presence, with clarity, with a heart that remembers what it has learned and trusts what is still unfolding. So take a deep breath in with me and feel the ground beneath you. Feel the quiet promise of this moment. The sun has risen. The book has opened. Let us begin. Hello, hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome back. Welcome back to the Sovereign Goddess Podcast 2026. Happy New Year to you all. My name is Abigail Mensabon, so I am the host of the Sovereign Goddess Podcast and the founder of the Moon Goddess Academy and Publishing. And I work with women by simply bringing them back home to themselves. And I do this through energy work, goddess activations. I do DNA activations, like anything to awaken that goddess within so that you can live the life that you came here to experience. You can create your heaven on earth. I become the guide for women for that. And there's so much more. I'm simplifying it. And those who've worked with me know that it is hard to find words to describe what I do and how I do it. I use my divine gifts to assist women to wake up on every level of their being and live the life that is authentic to them and unique to them, and wake up to the blessings and the magic that they are. So if you find yourself here in this new year on this podcast, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm excited that you're here. This time is always interesting because technically we haven't entered the new year's energy yet. The new year energy actually will be in February, and it matches perfectly with the Chinese New Year. I mean, they knew what they were doing. They have some ancient wisdom there. But at the same time, I think it's important that we also celebrate the threshold of this entering January. It is a threshold. It's not the main threshold, but it is. If you can feel into it, you can still feel that the energy is moving in the forward direction, or it's moving in the direction of change. I love January because we still have the opportunity to close the old doors and still do the release and kind of clean up a little bit before we step into the new energy. It's like an opportunity to just finish up. And a lot of people end up doing that in January. And this is why, I tell this to all my clients, everyone that I work with. January is not the time to set intentions. January is not a time to hit the road running. You don't have the clarity yet. Actually, some people do, but they've been doing their work for a long time. Right? So it doesn't always come in because, again, we're not in that new energy. So this is why a lot of New Year resolutions kind of frail out or die out by February and then March, right? Because when you set an intention in the old energy, which is January, right? By the time we step into the new energy and the door closes, it closes on all those intentions that you set. And the other part is this: when you set the intentions, you're not in the new energy. So you don't have that clarity of what your soul wants you to focus on where your energy is being guided to focus on. I know this because before I got to where I am, like I've been doing this work for more than a decade now. So at the beginning of the journey, January comes and I'll write down my intention, and then by March I'm just like whatever, right? Like, oh, why did I even write this down? Like I couldn't quite understand why I spent all that time writing things down, and when I did, it felt good, it felt true, it felt powerful. But then February comes, March comes, and I'm like, why did I write this down? I don't want this. Now I understand why. Because my so my North Star was not there yet. I was still closing things in January. And so, what I want to invite you all to do this month, instead of hitting the road running, instead of trying to do like your vision boards in January, or write your all your intentions in January. And I'm going to talk about the exceptions soon. Instead of doing that, I want you to be in stillness and listen. Listen to your soul. Listen to your heart. Listen to the divine, what the divine has in store for you. And we'll talk more about that. But that being in stillness and listening, that is the most important invitation that January is bringing us. I was talking to my dear friend and accountability partner today, and we were talking about the cards that we get to draw each year and how exciting it is. And she asked me if I had drawn my cards for this year, and I said not yet. It hasn't come in yet. I don't know how we got there, but we got to a point where I was like, I don't even need to pull cards to know what energy is coming in, because it comes to me. It actually comes to me, and I get to write it down because I'm paying attention, because I am given that space. That is the right word I'm looking for. I have made that space for what wants to come through me to come to me. I am not trying to make something happen. I have created the space for what wants to be birthed through me, what wants to be created through me, what wants to inspire me, what wants to guide me, what wants to mentor me. It comes to me. And then of course I have physical tools that I use to anchor it. So I write it down. I pull tarot cards to give me that focus each month on where to put my energy, and also to give me pointers on what challenges might be on the horizon and what tools I have access to help me move through those challenges. A lot of people miss this opportunity in January. And perhaps it's because society has taught us that when we hit January, we need to hit the road running. Because if you don't, then you're going to be left behind. And I promise you this, you will not be left behind. Because come February, come March, you are going to be strutting your stuff with clarity, in alignment with who you are becoming, your North Star, and your soul's intention for you. And when you're operating from that direction, it's different. Like the way you walk through the year becomes very different. And my clients who are in Goddess Unleashed know this a lot because this is a huge part of the journey in Goddess Unleashed. The way you enter and walk through the year, when you allow yourself to listen to what wants to come to you, and then you take action from there, it becomes more aligned. I wanted to talk about some of the exceptions. So, for example, the women in my Goddess Unleashed program who've been journeying with me for 1, 2, 3, 5 years, like they have been practicing listening and syncing with I'm gonna say their North Star, their true North Star, for a long time, that they know how to listen. And so each time we're entering a new year, it begins to come to them. I've reached a point where November, December, the information starts to flow in. And, sometimes like I ask a question. So, for example, I was sharing with my friend, my living mentor came in already. And I was like, who's the living mentor who's coming in to walk with me in 2026? And she showed up. In the past years, I've had Frida Kahlo. Last year was actually Leonardo da Vinci. Oh, I love him. I loved him even before he chose to walk with me. He's like one of my core group. And so it's really cool to get that one-on-one mentorship with him. Oh, Frida Kahlo was beautiful too. Oh my gosh, so many more mentors. And I have different mentors that come in. So I have like a divine mentor. A divine mentor is someone who is not embodied and probably has never been embodied as a human before. And a living mentor is someone who has lived as human and, crossed over. So if that makes sense. And this year, it was very interesting because the living mentor that came in was Mary. And I say Mary, it's actually Mother Mary, but the way she came in, she said, not the Mary after I gave birth, but it's actually the Mary before I became Jesus's mother. And I thought that was freaking awesome. I'm actually really excited to have her mentor me through this year because she brings through a very different energy. And her energy actually goes beautifully with my guiding word for the year, which is blossoming. The subtitle that came with that, which was very clear, said, My Soft Woman Era, blossoming, my soft woman era. It just Oh, it goes beautifully with that. And again, I get all this information and I write it all down, right? Because it's not about me understanding everything right here and there. It is the journey. I'm just receiving it and I understand that as I walk through this year, things will become clear. I don't get why a mentor comes to me until probably like November, December. Then I look back and be like, oh, this is what it was all about. This is what you were teaching me. Frida Kahlo, for example, really taught me how to transform pain into beauty. That was a big theme for me that year. And it was not an easy year, but she really mentored me in that alchemy of turning pain into beauty. Oh, it was so good. And even Leonardo da Vinci really taught me about watching nature, like seeing nature as an inspiration. Like one of the things that came to me about him, he drew a lot of his inspiration by watching nature. Whether it was watching the flight of a bird, he watched nature and that inspired him to create. He was a man who had different interests, and it didn't matter whether he was doing art, he belonged. When he was the artist, he was the artist. When he was the science person, he was the science person. He had different or many, is it called multifaceted? There's a word for it that came through, but he helped me to really embody that I'm not going to be the type of person who just has one niche. Actually, I've always been jealous of people who just know that one thing they're really good at and they just go for it and they grow it and they succeed. It's just beautiful because you can just focus on one thing. I am not that. I have different tools that come in. I have different inspiration, different ideas, and it's constantly coming in. So I've really learned to know with all the ideas that is coming in, which one needs my attention right now? And it was really cool to work with him and watch him really mentor me, accept that I was multifaceted, accepting that I'm the type of person who has different ideas and can shift. There's a purpose to that. There's a purpose to it in the world, you know, and it's like it's a gift. It's a gift to be multifaceted. There's a better word for it, but it's not coming through. And, that's just two of the ways. And also devotion. He really helped me understand and embrace what devotion means when it comes to one's purpose, one's life calling. Like whatever it was he was working on, he put his energy in there until he was done, and then he was done, and it was okay for him. He's like, I'm done. I don't care if the sculpture is done or not. It to me is done. Nothing else is coming through. But when he was focused on it, he was focused on it. It was really cool getting to know him. And so I'm excited to see my journey or to experience my mentorship with Mary. Like as I'm talking to her, like I can't stop smiling. It's gonna be so cool. I can't wait. I've worked with Mother Mary in so many ways. She's one of my core goddesses in the goddesses of the Rose Council. Like she's one of the goddesses in there, one of the main goddesses that I walk with. So it's really cool to get to walk with her in this way, right? So again, like I said at the beginning, January is really about listening, and that's what I do. I'm asking the questions and listening for the answer. So, for example, questions like, where should I put my energy this year? Who am I becoming this year? Who is here to help me become that? Who is here to assist me this year? What am I here to create this year? What is this year asking of me? What is the plan that my soul has for me? That's a big one. What is the plan that my soul has for me? Ooh, that's a big one. That's one of the answers that we answer in the Goddess Unleashed program, and even like a little bit in the opening ceremony. So, for those of you who missed the closing ceremony, you can still come in and join the opening ceremony and also purchase the replay of the closing ceremony because they go beautifully together. In order for a new door to open, you have to close the other one, right? It's very important for you, for us all to close the old year. Otherwise, that energy just flows through and you just keep repeating the same pattern and in this loop, and you don't even realize what is going on. So, coming together in ceremony to close and release with gratitude what is ready to go, and at the same time, open up and make space for the new to come in is such a beautiful way to enter a year. And you don't have to take my word for it. Just come experience it. So you can still come join and sign up for it. Every year carries a pulse, a rhythm, a living intelligence. And when we attune to that pulse, we stop forcing outcomes and start moving in harmony. And that's how we want to move through the year. How do you find the pulse of the year? Again, allow yourself to be like right now, just take a deep breath in and just ask this question. Remember, we're going to ask the question and we're going to listen in stillness, right? And again, when I say in stillness, you don't even have to be sitting. It's just making space within you to receive the answer. So usually I do this while I'm doing dishes or while I'm cooking. I ask the question and then I receive it because it's an inner space that you make, right? So ask the question, for example, what does this year feel like for me? Does it feel fast? Does it feel slow? Does it feel deliberate, expansive? Does it feel focused? Does it feel fiery? Does it feel watery? Does it feel grounded? What does this year feel like for you? Really tune into your body. Your body can give you that answer. Each year has a tempo, like a heartbeat. And when we quiet ourselves down enough, we can actually hear that heartbeat. We can hear if it is really fast, if it feels very watery, if it feels slow, if it feels chill, or if it is like pretty intense. What I'm teaching you is how to sense time. It's not really about managing it, it's just open it up to receive and sensing what is here for you. Because what each of you will receive will be different from each other. I might feel like this year feels more grounded. It feels kind of watery too, but also fiery. So I have grounded, watery, fiery, right? Feel it, feel into it. And whatever you receive, there's no right or wrong answer here. I also want to talk about the different flavors of this year. So last year, we knew it was an intense year. It was a 9 year. It's a 9 year cycle, and we were coming to a close of a cycle. And then this year, we're opening a whole new, brand new 9 year cycle, right? So it is a year of initiation. It is a year of new beginnings. But again, within the new beginnings, there's always endings. That's the thing with the 1 year. The way I view 1 year is it's like a garden, right? The 9 year is when we're removing all the weeds from the garden, like we're done for the season and we're kind of clearing the land and we're starting to take care of the land, like getting it ready for the next planting season. Year one is kind of like before we hit spring. This is what's coming in. It's like before we hit spring, right? So it's still kind of winter, but this is where we start thinking about what seeds we want to plant. And there's also times where we can plant something. So, for example, we can plant onions and garlic. There's some things that you can actually plant in that time, but not everything. That's what 1 year is really about. It's a time where we really start to think about what seeds we want to plant. And with these seeds, we can wait for it to come to us. What comes through is really aligned with you. And you get to plant something that is you. Most people will plant a seed, and then when it's harvest time, they realize they wanted oranges, but they've planted lemons, right? So in this way, you receive that, oh, I really want to plant an orange tree. So then you plant your orange seed, and come harvest, that's exactly what you get. That's the beauty of getting in that place of stillness and receiving what was to come through for you. So year one, this is the time where we get to collect the seeds. We get to plant some of the plants that can actually withstand the winter a little bit, onions, garlic, right? It's really about gathering the seeds that we want to plant. And again, we can go with whatever seed and throw it on the ground and hope for the best, which a lot of people do that. You just throw whatever on the ground and hope that what they need will come through. Like if they need lettuce, hopefully they hope that the lettuce will come through, and come harvest, that might not even be part of the garden, right? But when we pause, when we ask the question to our hearts, to our soul, to our light, what we receive is exactly what it is that we want to experience. It makes walking through the year aligned. I wanted to say effortless, but I think that's going to be a bit confusing, because effortless sometimes means that you're not going to have any challenges. You do have the challenges. The difference is that you're going to have the tools to remove the weeds that come up in your garden, right? There's going to be weeds in your garden, right? You have the tools. You can go out there, you can remove all the weeds. That's the thing with the year. You have the tools that you need to move through whatever comes your way. And when we allow ourselves to receive, we are prepared and also aligned with the path that we're here to walk on. Hopefully that makes sense. So we have the year one. 2026 is a year one, which is the year of initiation. We're going to be receiving the seeds this year. This whole year is about receiving seeds, clarifying what it is that you want to plant, right? Year two is when we start to nurture our garden, the watering, the sun, like all of the soil. That's when we start taking care after we've planted the seeds. For most of you, towards the end of the year, you'll be able to plant your seeds and you will feel it. And, I'm using the gardening analogy because it just kind of lends the wisdom, right? But when you receive something, an intention, when you plant it, it means it landed, which means that you start to take the action on it. For example, if your intention is to make $5,000 each month this year, when you plant that seed, that means that you start to reach out to your clients or your patients. You start to send emails. You start to invite people into your space. You start to take the actions to bring people in so that you'll be able to create that kind of income. I wanted to say impact. I don't know why that's coming in. Probably for me. Right. So year one asks for a clean start, not rushed ones, okay? It's about planting seeds, not harvesting. And the identity of it matters more than productivity, right? We're not in the year of actually doing the work, like taking care of it. We're in the year where we need to get clear on what it is, the seeds that we want to plant. Okay. So this is going to be interesting because this is the second part. In February, we're going to step into the year of the fire horse, right? Which is the Chinese astrology. And so that, the horse, I don't know about you. My husband is a horse in the Chinese zodiac. And I feel like he's constantly galloping. Like he just moves. He's constantly moving. He's not one to sit still. He's always doing something. And then you add the element of fire to it, and it's just like, whew. But it's gonna be different because a lot of people are gonna be on their horses. It will feel like the horse is just like dragging them along or tossing them around. But if you allow yourself to get aligned with what it is that you are here to work on, create, become, right? That's gonna be your true north. So your North Star is gonna be up. You're gonna be on your horse and you're gonna be riding and looking at the direction where the North Star is. You're just going to keep following that direction. Whatever comes your way, you will have the tools to deal with it. So instead of being tossed around, you have that directed guidance. So in February, I want to say the 4th, that's when we step in, but it's usually not celebrated till I believe the 17th during the Lunar New Year. I'm not sure. I'm just kind of saying this on top of my head, but it is in February. So the fire horse highlights themes around momentum. As I was talking about, we have the horse and we have fire, all about momentum. It's about courage. It's about independence. It's about uncontainable life force. And it's about truth telling through movement. Truth telling through movement. So we have all these key points coming in 2026. It's going to be very interesting on the global scale, like how everyone dances with this energy. So the fire horse brings in speed, right? But also you have to remember that it requires grounding. Passion without presence burns out, and movement without intention scatters energy. So the fire horse doesn't ask permission, but it does require mastery. If you're able to pace yourself, if you're able to pull that life force within you, right? It will guide you on a steady. We all have a pace that feels steady for us. For some people, like my husband, this is his year. Galloping is already his thing, so he's going to be going with it. Like, he might have lessons about that, but we all have our own pace that we'll get to experience. Whatever that momentum is, it's going to be unique to us. But you have to listen to what that is and then move from that space. If you have any questions about how to be aligned with that. This is what I teach. I bring a little bit in the opening ceremony, but especially in Goddess Unleashed. We spend all year, well, at the beginning of the year, we create our inner compass, our outer compass, we have our North Star, and we navigate the year together, navigating the challenges, the ups and downs, the blessing, all of it together. So if you really want to experience a different kind of year, like a year that feels in alignment with who you really are and helps you step forward, reclaiming all that you are, like come join Goddess Unleashed. Like let this be the year that you say, yes, I am doing this. Like stop waiting for the right time. If you've been feeling the call to work with me, it is time. I promise you, it is time. My people hear the call, and it is up to you to answer the call. I cannot make you answer the call. Stop waiting. Let's work together. There's a reason and a purpose behind you feeling drawn to work with me. I would love to work with you. Okay, so here's the thing. Again, some of the questions that you can ask yourself. Where does my fire need direction? Where does my fire need direction? Maybe before even that, ask yourself, especially if you're not familiar with your own fire, then this is going to be the year that you get to know the fire within you. We all have the five elements within us. Some are more dominant than others, but we all have it and they show up in different ways. So this will be a great year for you to get to know your fire. What is your fire? How does it show up? How does it express? Right? Where have I been dimming myself? That would be a good question to ask this year, to come back to over and over and journal on. Where am I dimming myself this year? Oh, where am I dimming myself? And then what truth wants motion this year? What truth wants motion this year? And I love this question. This question would be beautiful after you receive the seeds that wants to be planted this year, because then it'll be clear. The answer will be right there. It's like whatever seeds you're holding in your palm. It's like, yep, this is where the momentum is going to be. It's going to be in my business. It's going to be in my relationship. It's going to be in traveling. It's going to be in speaking, or it's going to be in writing my book. It's going to be clear. And then you can take those steps. It makes our life a little bit easier when we have that clear intention, that clear map forward. So let's do a meditation together. Let's experience this energy within our bodies. Let's see what comes through together. So go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and out. And allow your breath to bring you back into your heart. Feel the surface beneath you, supporting you, and feel your weight being held. I invite you to put one hand on your heart and the other on your belly, and take a slow, deep breath in and a steady breath out. Again, in and out. Let your nervous system arrive in this moment. And now I want you to imagine, see, sense, or feel the year ahead of you. Not as a calendar, not as a list of plans, but rather as a living field of energy. You don't need to see it clearly, just sense it. Notice its pulse. Let's go ahead and check that pulse. Is it quick or slow? Steady or electric? Expansive or focused? Again, there's no right answer here. Whatever you receive is what you receive. You are simply listening. Now, bring your attention to your beautiful body. Where do you feel energy stirring within your body? Perhaps it's in the chest, the belly, the spine, maybe the legs. This is the year one energy, the energy of initiation. Not rushing, not forcing, but beginning. And really let yourself feel what wants to move this year. What feels alive this year. Not what you think should happen. Keep breathing into your body and into your heart as you listen and receive. And now let's invite the element of fire into our awareness. And not the destructive fire, not the chaotic fire, but directed fire. The fire of truth. The fire of momentum. The fire that knows where it's going. Feel that fire rise gently within you. You notice it doesn't burn you. It animates you. This is the fire horse energy. Movement with instinct. Courage with direction. and let that fire settle into your center. And now bring your awareness back to your heart. And imagine right at the center of your heart a book sitting on an altar or a table. You realize it's new and it begins to open, and you notice the pages are blank. But here's the thing, you are not. You arrived carrying wisdom, discernment, choice from your past experiences. And you bring all of that. You have the opportunity to write a whole new story this year. What will you choose to write about? What will you choose to create on these blank pages? Now, from this altar of your heart, repeat after me. I begin from truth. I move with clarity. I trust the pulse guiding me. I begin from truth. I move with clarity. And I trust the pulse guiding me. I begin from truth. I move with clarity. And I trust the pulse guiding me. Take a deep breath in and feel these words land in your body. Now allow the image to soften as you anchor all that you've received into your being in every level of your being. May this year meet you not as a demand, but as an invitation. May you begin from truth. May your fire be clear, your movement intentional, and your path responsive to the wisdom already within you. May you know when to act and when to pause. May you trust the pulse that guides you forward step by step. This is a year of initiation, not into doing more, but into being aligned. May you write from sovereignty. May you choose with clarity. May you move with courage. The sun has risen. The year has opened, and you are ready. Blessed be this beginning. Take a deep breath in and out. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes and return with everything that you've experienced. Welcome, welcome, welcome to a new beginning, the year of initiation. Welcome back. Beautiful. So again, if you want to deepen this and get more information about what this year has in store for you, come join the opening ceremony that I am doing. It will happen January 30th at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. And even if you missed the closing ceremony, which we did last month, you can still purchase it and watch the replay, which is just as powerful. And it will help you close the door on the old chapter, old energy, and help you prepare to receive what wants to come through and give you that clarity on what is to come, who you're becoming, where to put your energy, and all of that. And if you're really serious about anchoring the truth of who you really are and building that life that you're here to experience, then join My Goddess Unleashed mentorship. I will make sure I have the application link below. It is application based. Not everyone is meant to be in that program. I am selective in terms of who comes in because it is a year mentorship into coming back to yourself. And it does take work. You will have the courage to face the different aspects of yourself that you've been running from. And you don't do this alone. You do this in sisterhood. You do this with me right there. And you have access to me the entire year. It's a beautiful, beautiful journey. If it is calling you, I'm telling you, there's a reason why you're being called to step in. So, either way, I hope to see you at the closing ceremony. And from my heart to yours, walk in truth. Goodbye.